It is finally September and I casted on a project that I've been wanting to do for ages, that's going to completely put me into the autumn mood, and that is the Ophelia top. I know it might seem like more of a summer project, but I always relate tops like that to the period after summer where it's still kind of warm but also getting chilly. Anyway, I've had the project planned for ages, never really gotten to it, but now with doing a huge order with Knitting for Olive this summer, I decided why not go for it and just order the silk that I needed to get started. So yeah, I already mentioned I'm using the Knitting for Olive pure silk, which is also the recommended yarn and even the same colour as the pattern images show, which is coal. It's my first time working with silk. I have never actually done it before. I already knew that some people didn't really enjoy the feel on their hands. I'm not struggling with it too much yet, but I can imagine at the end of the project I might not think the same. I have already done most of the back and the increases for the sleeves. I think I started properly yesterday, and then I spent an entire day with my friends just chatting away and I was knitting the whole time. So that's why I've made quite a bit of progress. And I'm actually really happy with how fast it's going. I thought that this would take way longer to get at this point. And I know the rest will definitely not be a walk in the park and it won't be a quick and easy project. But I'm very happy with how it's going so far. Yeah, I think I've only knit one other top before. I can't remember what it's called, but sadly I put it in the washing and it shrunk, which is completely my own fault, but I thought the label had said that it was superwash and allowed to go in the wash, and I think I just confused two different yarns or something and ended up shrinking it. I actually bought yarn to make that top again one day, but first I wanted to try this one. So far, I'm really enjoying the pattern. The fact that you can like adjust it to your measurements is amazing, because I always struggle with sizing. I'm always between sizes, like I think most people are, and then I always wonder like, okay, well, which part of my body is the most important in terms of this pattern then? And usually it's the bust, but then often all of my knitting is oversized, which I don't really want to do anymore. So I'm very happy that this one has ways to, like, for instance, increase the bust or decrease the waist. And I'll definitely be trying on the project a lot to see what I want to do and how I might want to modify it. I'm knitting up a size 4 right now, and yeah, I can't say much yet because I've only done the back so far, but I'm happy with how it's going, so I'm just going to continue knitting and update as I go. As I said, I was quite nervous starting this project, but I really didn't have to be. I think it had to do with the yarn, and I had just finished another project that was entirely made up of mohair. I think I was just a bit fatigued, I guess, by only knitting with lighter, thinner yarns, but I actually really did enjoy it. It took a while to get used to. The feeling of the silk was something that I've never experienced before, but in the end I didn't really have any issues with it. I actually ended up knitting this project mostly when I was ill. I had 2 days, I think, that I really felt miserable and just ended up on the couch, not moving at all. It was the perfect situation to knit a lot, so I did make quite a bit of progress on it at that time, but you'll see me sitting on the couch a lot, being very cozy under blankets, which honestly was the perfect situation for the start of September. I was really craving the colder weather after a really warm summer, so yeah, I was just very happy to get really cozy and enjoy the moody weather outside. Hi, I thought I'd give you an update on where I got with the Ophelia blouse. It's going so well. I'm actually really enjoying it. It's a really positive experience so far. The pattern is so clear and so easy to follow, to read everything. There hasn't been like a single thing where I've been like, oh, what is this? Which is really nice. I know the most complicated bit is still coming, but so far I'm really enjoying it. So I'm working on the left shoulder right now. Again, the worst colour choice to show on camera, but I'm working on the left shoulder right now. I finished the right one. And then I'm going to connect the front to the back, I think, and continue working increases. So far, yeah, like I said, really positive experience, nothing really to note. I'm not minding knitting with the silk as much as I thought I would, just because I'd heard a lot of negative things about like how it feels in your hands and how rough it can be, and that it can easily like split. I'm not experiencing that yet. It might also just have to do with the quality. Knitting for Olive, like, I have never heard a bad thing about any of their yarn. So yeah, I'm really happy I chose this. This is also just still the first ball of yarn, so I'm curious to see how much I will actually use. And it's going okay quickly. I had expected it to go slower. I'm gonna see what I can get done today. Hopefully quite a bit. I definitely want to connect the front and the back and just see how far I can get on the body, because I'm very curious to get started on the harder bits, which is, I'm guessing, like the more lacy pattern on the sides. So yeah, we'll see. It's a lot of fun right now. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say right now. I'm just gonna crack on with this and see where I get. So this is what the blouse is looking like right now. Just lying down. I think I'm gonna start the waist decreases. I just tried it on and I think it's gonna be fine. It's a bit smaller than I expected, but I'm expecting it to grow a bit when I block it, and I still have this much left of my first ball of yarn. So yeah, it's going good. Waist decreases now and then increases for the hip. I'm very curious to see how it goes. I figured I'd give a progress report on my Ophelia blouse. I think I've been working on it for probably 2 weeks now, maybe a bit more. Mostly just in the evenings or on the train here and there. So I haven't had like huge amounts of progress in one day or in one evening, but I am happy where I am right now. It's going pretty well. I have finished the waist decreases and I think I have to knit just a tiny bit before starting on the hip increases now, and I'm happy with where it's at. I was slightly scared at some point that it was going to be too small, but when I fit it and when I tried it on, it was actually fine. It just kept rolling, and I'm hoping that the lace hem all around will help that. But the way it's looking now, I feel like it's gonna fit perfectly, especially with when I was trying it on with the waist decreases. I'm happy with the choices I made to do a few more. I did make it a bit weird. I didn't read the pattern completely, so I had decided to do multiple decreases over a certain amount of rows, but then I hadn't read far enough along to know that you had to do another extra decrease, another 10 rows further. But I'm looking at it and I don't think it looks that weird. I think it's fine. I'm very curious to see how the increases will go, because those are more frequent, I think, than the decreases were. But since it's pretty much the same, it'll probably be fine. Yeah, I'm really curious. I'm hoping I really like it because I've put a lot of effort into it now. I think I might still need a week thinking about my week ahead to get the body done. Then I have to learn the lace pattern, and then I still have to do the sleeves and the whole Picot pattern all the way around the top. But yeah, it's a really good and clear pattern. I haven't had a single issue on that front. You have a lot of modifications that you can do, which is great. I've never actually had a pattern that was so in tune to different sizes that you could literally, it says like, if you do this, that will amount to that many centimeters decreased or increased, which I really appreciate because that's how I could really measure it to my body. Yeah, I'm really impressed by the pattern, and I actually will be looking to see if I can make more from that creator. All in all, I think most of the pattern went really swiftly. I loved, like I said already, I'm just going to keep repeating it, all of the adjustments you were able to make in the pattern. It just ended up fitting really well, that I was just so happy at this point when I reached the lace pattern with what had come before, that I never really had a moment of thinking like, oh, I'm bored with this, which I do sometimes have when I join the front and the back of a body and have to knit in stockinette until the bottom edge, and I didn't have that this time, which was really, really nice. However, when I ended up knitting the lace, maybe it was because I was tired, but I kept on forgetting the pattern, and I did have to redo a few of the rows, which is fine, it happens, but that did take a bit longer than I expected in the end. I honestly don't think I tried on a project as much as I did this one, mostly because I just loved the way it fit, but also just to check that everything was going smoothly. Also just because I've never made a top that's fitted like this before, and it was just an easy thing to throw on. With a sweater, it's just sometimes really difficult to get it over your head with your needles, and this was just really easy, especially because you finished pieces pretty quickly as well. Like, I finished the body here. It was so easy to just toss on and see how it fit, and I was actually really happy with how it was looking so far. I realised really quickly when I was going through my footage that I actually never filmed myself knitting the cap sleeves, but they went really well. There were just a few German short rows and then the lace pattern. Yeah, I was a bit scared they would be too small because I did cast on the size 3 instead of 4 sleeves because that came out better, but it was absolutely fine fit-wise. The one thing that I did struggle with in this pattern was the crocheting at the end of the Picot, edging all the way around the blouse. I love how it looks, and the crocheting itself, I guess, wasn't, like, the pattern wasn't difficult, but just the combination of the silk, and I rarely ever crochet. I learned it as a kid, have never done a proper project, so that was pretty difficult, and it did take me a while, but I do love how it looks and how it finishes the blouse off. I'm filming what I think will be one of the last updates on my Ophelia blouse. I just blocked it. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It is gorgeous. So now I'm just going to weave in all of the little ends, sew on the buttons, and then try it on for the first proper time, I guess. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love the way it's looking, and I honestly can't wait to wear it. It's going to be such a cool thing to be able to say that I made this, just with all of the lovely details on the top. I've never made something like this, and I'm really happy. So yeah, I'm going to finish this today, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, I just right now finished the Ophelia top. I sewed the buttons on, and yeah, honestly, I'm not entirely sure if I like the buttons, but I love all the rest. I think the issue with the buttons is just that they look a bit shiny to me, but it might just be in my head, and I'm just gonna wait a few days to see if I still dislike them. I might change them up, but we'll see. No, but in general, I am so content with it. It's really comfy, it's really soft. It fits exactly how I wanted it to. Yeah, I'm so happy with the results. I'm 100% sure now that I want to make something else from this creator, because I just loved this pattern so much. So yeah, I might even consider making one in a different colour. But not this year anymore. That's probably something for next year, depending on how much I wear this. But yeah, I'm so happy with the results. Definitely worth the time. I think I ended up working about a month on it, which is kind of what I expected. Actually, I probably thought it would take longer. But yeah, I'm extremely happy with the results. And yeah, on to my next knit. It will probably be a bit more autumn and wintry. I'm thinking a sweater, just because it's the perfect season. And now I get to wear this still for the last few, not warm, but like averaged warm, cold days at the beginning of autumn. So yeah.